What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Masculine Energy. In this video, I'm going to talk about the biggest problem that men have. Stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in a second. The biggest thing that men usually come to me for is obviously try to getting an ex back, or how to fix a situation with an ex, or how to get someone to, regain attraction and get back into that phase in their life when everything was great with the person that they were just with, blah, blah, fucking blah, right? And that's exactly what I want to address in this video, and I want to point out why men even get to this place in the first place and get to this part where they even have to go to coaches for how to solve their problems and stuff like that. So the biggest thing, guys, is just one-itis. Everyone that comes to me for a problem about trying to get an ex back is just one-itis. It's the biggest problem that men suffer from these days, is the fact that they think that there's only one person out there for them. Women too. They think that, women suffer from this less because they have a lot more attention, especially on social media. But let's not get into that right now. But guys suffer from this, whether they know it or not. And what I want to do is bring attention to this. And so for anybody who doesn't know what one-itis is, if they come across this video, one-itis is just basically that you think that the one person that you are with is the only person that will ever date you, be with you, like you, etc. Okay? And here's the thing. Everybody out there, me, you, whoever, compatibility-wise, there are thousands upon thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of people out there that are perfectly compatible with you, with me, with whoever. Okay? I'm talking about on a grand scale. Everybody. The only problem is you don't meet them. The places that people are looking for partners and mates now is online, right? And you're only you got to go to a good place, right? Like, yeah, there are more and more people meeting people online and having successful relationships, which is fine and dandy, but I still think that I'm old school in this way, and I still think that the best place to meet a person is still in person. Go to the places and just have some fucking confidence and go up to a woman and start talking to her and say hi. She'll appreciate your confidence. She'll appreciate your masculinity, and you will feel better about yourself for doing it in the end. Even if you do get rejected, you're going to get rejected most of the time. Now, your sexual market value will have a direct, correlation on what they're going to say. They're either going to say yes or no. There's certain factors that take into that, but your confidence is the sexiest thing that you can portray and put forth out into the world. So if you are confident, no matter how short, tall, funny looking you are, someone that's attractive in your eyes will say yes eventually. Now, keeping them around is a whole other game, but we won't talk about that in this video either. So going back to the one-itis thing, men suffer from this way too much. And the thing is, I think media's probably got a big problem with it. That's another thing. Media is putting this shit in movies and TV shows like, you're my one true love. You're the one for me. And that's what marriage brings along, right? So here's what I want you guys to really take away from this. You guys go to me and whatever coach, all the other coaches out there for advice, right? Which is fine and dandy. When somebody doesn't recognize your value, you have to let them go. That is the biggest thing about this. And the reason you don't want to let them go is because you're scared. You're scared that nobody else will like you. And where does that come from? I think that even goes deeper than that. You're scared to be alone. Being alone has caused you some sort of pain before. Or maybe you've never been alone. Maybe you've been around your family and friends and all that for so long. And maybe you had a period of time when you were alone, you didn't like it. So now you run away from being alone. But what I challenge you to do is I challenge you to take a look at your life. Try to be okay with being alone. Try to build a project alone. Try to do something alone. There are men that I'm coaching in the 30s, 40s, 50s who have never fucking been alone. They've never been on their own. They've never had years where they've been alone, or even months when they've been alone, right? They've always had someone around to bounce ideas off of, to do things. And this is the problem. You come into this world with most people come into this world with somebody caring for you, hopefully. But there's the true test of a man is how he handles himself, right? In all situations in life. And I think to develop really good character is to read a lot of fucking books, but also being alone. And can you handle being alone? Being alone's fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And everyone that watches this video, like, they're going to think about times that they were alone, maybe after a breakup happened. And you're going to find comfort in the emotional, you're going to find comfort being around someone after an emotional experience, because it's easier to not feel the feelings of dread, and heartbreak when somebody's around you, like a friend or something. But when you get over your breakup, or anybody who does watch this video, look back at your life, maybe you have been alone, and I want you to maybe comment down below what you felt when you were alone. And when you get to the point in your life when you choose to be alone and you decide to make some goals, on the other end of that, what you're going to realize is being alone is awesome. And you're going to love the freedom that you have. You don't have to answer to anybody, and you don't have to listen to bullshit if you don't want to. You can tune out and just be with yourself. And you can create something, start a business, work on something big. Being alone gives you the time to think and the time to use the creative muscle in your brain to try to put something together without somebody else's influence. And that's another thing, that's another problem people have, is a social media influence that's around. But anyway, you guys got to be able to recognize when somebody doesn't want you and somebody doesn't value your time, the one thing you can't get back, which is time. You got to let people go. You don't have long here on earth. I wish, like with all the health stuff that you can do aside, I wish that we could live to 300 or 400 years, because I think I'd have a far better impact. Maybe that will change someday. Who knows? But what I want you guys to also understand is that I want you to be able to just look, if somebody doesn't recognize your value and somebody doesn't treat you like you should be, that you have to set those boundaries first and foremost. And that's why you need to read No More Mr. Nice Guy. Read that book, men. Set those boundaries. And somebody breaks those boundaries and doesn't understand or doesn't care about your value, like I said 1,000 fucking times now, let them go and be alone and disappear, aka no contact, right? Disappear and get the fuck away from them. Put them so far away from you in your head and in your heart that you can never picture talking to them ever again, and they're never going to talk to you ever again. I want you to put that into your head, okay? Because, look, there is going to be somebody out there who will never want to let you go. There are friends out there who will never, ever betray your trust, who will defend you when you're not there, who will do anything in the world for you. They'll come change your tires. They'll come change your brakes with you. They'll come do things, manly things with you. They'll go shoot guns with you. They'll go hunt with you, right? You're woman-wise, the ones that will cook for you, that will see your vision and your dream, and they'll do all those great things for you so you can provide for yourself, her, family, whatever. There are women out there, great women out there. You need to become the person that's going to attract her. And how do you do that? I think the best idea and best way to do that is to be alone for a while, a long while. Read a lot of fucking books, watch a lot of videos, spend time with yourself, get to know yourself, okay? Do that first, then improve on that, and then go out there and try again. And that's why being alone isn't really a bad thing, because you're going to force yourself to grow. And you're going to look back at yourself and I have some notes over here, so I keep looking that way. But you're going to look back at yourself one day and you're going to be like, what the fuck was I thinking about that girl? And I do now. Like, guys, you guys understand, like, I've been through breakups. I've been through it and it hurts. Yeah. But look, like, I don't think about, like, the first breakup that really hurt real bad was my high school girlfriend. We dated for 4 years, my first love, right? I remember how that felt and what I was thinking, and I don't feel the feeling how I felt at the time, but I remember what I was thinking. And wow, like, I was like, I was in high school. I didn't know shit, right? But here's the thing. I didn't know anything. And looking back at it now, it's like been, 10 years since that happened? Fuck, like, it's nothing. It's this big in my life. Like, it's an experience, yes, and I'm glad I went through it. And there's people in here that haven't had their true love until they're in their 30s or 40s, right? But I went through that breakup when I was a young guy, and I'm glad that I went through it, because it made me who I am today, to be able to talk to you guys about this stuff. Remember, one-itis, just don't be a victim of it, guys. You have to take responsibility of the shit you're going through. If it happened to you, so fucking what? Bad shit happens. You have to take control of the shit that happens to you, grow from it, get better, and understand that down the road, you're going to become a stronger version of you. And that's the biggest problem men face.